Hello students, today I am going to discuss about the centroid and center of gravity. Centroid is basically is the geometric center of the object, or we can say the point about which the total area of the plane figure is assumed to be concentrated. So this point is called the centroid of the area or center of mass. Here we are considering the plane figure. So this plane figure is the figure which are having only area but no volume. For example, rectangle, triangle, square, circle, etc. The figure which are having only area but no volume. So we can say this is applicable for only two-dimensional figure. Like rectangle, triangle, here are the example of the plane figure. So we can say the centroid is applicable for two-dimensional object or two-dimensional figure only. If we want to find out the centroid for the composite figure also, so those composite figures are if we combine the rectangle and circle both, so this type of figure will be a composite figure. We can combine rectangle and triangle or triangle or circle. So this type of figure will be composite figure. So composite figure where two figures are required, minimum two figures are required. We can combine more than two figure also, or we can combine rectangle, triangle or circle or any figure. Minimum two figures are required here. So this is the centroid. Now center of gravity is the point where the total weight of the body acts. We can say in the condition of uniform gravity, the center of gravity is same as the center of mass. There are two major differences between the center of gravity and the centroid. The first difference is the center of gravity applies to the bodies with mass and weight, but the centroid is applied for the plane area, where plane area we consider the body with area but no volume. So we can say the center of gravity is applicable for three-dimensional object, but the centroid is applicable for the three-dimensional object or three-dimensional bodies. Second difference is the center of gravity of the body is the point through which the resultant gravitational force act for any orientation of the body. Here the center of gravity depends upon the shape of the body, and this may or may not necessarily be within the boundary of the body. It can be beyond the boundary of the body, while the centroid is the point in a plane area, or as I told you, this is applicable for plane figure or two-dimensional area. So the moment of area about any axis through that point is 0. If we are considering any three-dimensional body, so for that body there will be only one center of gravity, and its location does not change with the change in orientation of the solid body. For example, if we are considering a triangle, and if we rotating the triangle in any direction, in clockwise direction or in anti-clockwise direction, its position will be constant. Let us consider a body which is made up of, which is the combination of different areas. Here we are considering a body which is the combination of n number of areas, and these areas are A1, A2, A3 up to an. If we are considering n number of areas in this body, so in place of considering the individual areas, if we are considering the total area of the body, the total area we are considering A, so the A will be the summation of all these areas. So A will be the summation of, or A1 plus A2 plus A3 up to plus AN. If we are considering n number of areas, so the A will be, the total area A will be A1 plus A2 plus A3 up to plus AN. So I told you the centroid is the geometric center of the body. So if we want to find out the position of this centroid or the geometric center of the body, so the position of this centroid about y-axis will be x bar. If we are considering the position x bar, the position of G about y-axis, so it will be x bar, and I marked the position of centroid about x-axis, this is y bar. So x bar is the position of centroid about y-axis and y bar is the position of centroid about x-axis. From this figure, if we consider the individual areas, so the moment of areas about y-axis will be a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus a3 x3 up to an xn. Here it is written the moment of area about y-axis will be the summation of the moment of individual areas. So here a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus up to an xn. So this is the total moment of area about y-axis. So we can write this as the summation of ax. Now if we consider the total area only, the total area is A. So the moment of total area about y-axis will be a x bar. Here x bar is the position about y-axis. So the moment of area about moment of total area about y-axis will be a x bar. So if we equate both these equations, so this will be the equation. So from that we can find out the value of x bar, or we can find out the position x bar by this x bar is equal to summation of ax by a. Here summation of ax is the algebraic sum of the area, algebraic sum of the moment of areas about y-axis. Similarly, if we want to find out the moment of area about x-axis, so we can find out by this procedure only, this formula only. So we can find out the y bar. So y bar will be summation of ay by a. Here summation of ay will be the algebraic sum of moment of area about x-axis. For better understanding, I am taking an example of T section. For this T section, we have to locate the centroid or we have to find out the position of centroid. So the first step to locate the centroid is just set the reference axis for this particular section. Due to the symmetry of this section, we can say the centroid will be on y-axis only. Here the centroid is on the y-axis only. So here x bar will be 0. Now if we divide this T section into two rectangles, here I am dividing this T section into two rectangles. A, B, C, D is the one rectangle and E, F, H, I is the another rectangle. And if we are setting the reference axis AB as the reference axis, so about this reference axis AB, we have to find out the position of centroid G. Now if we are considering the position of centroid G about reference axis AB, that is y bar. So we have to find out this position y bar to locate the position of centroid. We already divided this T section into two rectangles A, B, C, D and E, F, H, I. So the area for this rectangle A, B, C, D, we are considering small a1. So the a1 will be 150 into 10. So this is the area 1500 mm square for rectangle A, B, C, D. Now we already said the reference axis is AB. Our reference axis is AB. So this is parallel to x-axis. So we can say this AB as the x-axis. Or if we want to find out the centroid for particular rectangle ABCD about AB or x-axis, so it will be this is the distance is 10. So the y1 is the position of centroid for rectangle ABCD with about axis AB, so this will be 10 by 2, so this will be 5 mm. Now for rectangle EFHI, the area of this rectangle is, if we are considering A2, so the area will be 140 into 10, so that is 1400 mm square. This is the area. Now if we want to find out the position of centroid for this particular section or particular rectangle about axis AB, so it will be, if we are considering this as y2, so the y2 will be 10 plus 140 by 2. 140 is the total distance, so it will be 140 by 2 plus 10. So this is the position of y2. Now I already told you the position of centroid about x-axis. The formula is y bar equal to summation of ay by total area. So this y bar will be equal to, we have two areas only, so here a1 y1 plus a2 y2 by a1 plus a2. So we have all the values of a1 a2 y1 y2. So if we put all the values here, we can find out the value of y bar. So if we have the value of y bar, we can easily locate the position of G. So we can say here the position of G or the G is lies on the y-axis at 43.79 mm from top face of the flange. So if we have the value of y bar, we can easily locate the position of G here. Thanks for watching the video and subscribe the channel for more lectures.